questions that I asked you while we're out there that as far as pertains to this incident that you think of? I'm just saying this for...
Right, I'm not really.
Did you make any statements as far as
Nothing.
needing an attorney or wanting an attorney or anything like that?
No.
Okay, well, I'm just asking. Let's do some housekeeping real quick. Obviously, we know this isn't drawn to scale.
Right.
But obviously, if I just get your signature right there saying you're the one that drew that. Okay. And I'm going to sign it too for purposes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not proud of it.
Thank you.
Just, you know, we just moving outside, so saying anything, didn't ask for an attorney.
A Coke and a smile.
No problem at all. No problem at all. It's in there. In case she wants to stick it out, it's in there. Just looking out for her. Yeah, she appreciates that.
I really do appreciate it. Y'all don't even have to do that for me.
Well,
And you know what? Once again, I want to let you know that I'm going to let you call your boyfriend when we're done here and chat with him to get your affairs in order. Okay.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. I know y'all don't have to do it, but
well, it's not about having to or wanting to. It's the right thing to do. I mean,
that's what today is about, doing the right thing.
well, you and I talked outside. That's the biggest thing. You have a conscience. You know the difference between right and wrong, and obviously
That's God
that's not,
for you.
well,
He
that's
will
not
work
something.
wonders on people.
That's true. That's true. Well, would you mind if we go back and cover a few details leading up to
That's fine.
him getting shot, because I'm a little confused and I just want to fill in some of the blanks for me.
I will try my best.
And I appreciate that. So earlier, prior to the shooting occurring, you said that you asked the folks that had the guns to ensure that they were all safe.
Yeah.
And I think briefly you said you tried to reach up and check the safety on the gun that Rebecca had. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Make sure that's somewhere. How did you do that? Tell me, did you say she was in the front seat?
She was in the front seat. I went to reach up through where the passenger and the driver's seat is. I came through both the seats and went to go reach up for it. And she had already taken it off.
Or was she holding the gun up like this? Did she have it out?
She had it out. She was holding it like this, going the safety on, like this, holding the gun. And I went to reach up and I saw it. And I said, yeah, the safety's on. But before I could actually reach up and make sure for sure that it was on, she had already taken off.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up. On the car ride over to Augusta to meet him, what was being discussed in the car? What was y'all's plan for how this was going to go down? Tell me how you planned it out.
You know, like I said, whenever I went back inside and I came back outside and they had said, you know, Rebecca had said, it's ready, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I really didn't know that we were going to go see Kay or Antonio.
I understand.
And we got into the car, we started driving. I remember people saying, make sure you get the stuff. I guess the drugs.
Who was saying that?
I don't know what words.
Well, just to the best of your recollection.
I think it was Dan. Make sure you get the stuff.
Okay.
He was sitting right next to me.
Okay.
And you know what he was supposed to be showing up with? I know we were talking about these from the first guy, but what was he intended supposed to be showing up with?
The only thing I can possibly say in that one is the bodies, because I didn't hear the conversation before.
And was there any discussion in the car when you left the apartment to Augusta? Was there any discussion of what was supposed to be delivered? Or?
No, and the funny thing is that whenever I asked her what she was getting from him, she said drugs. She didn't specify. not to me. That was the next day after the incident happened.
But nothing during the car ride. And if you can't remember, we don't want you getting.
No, I do remember, I do remember, what was it that she said? Cause yes, she did tell me, because I asked. I said, what are we going to get? And she said that it was, Coke and Pilates is what it was. And, she even specified how much it was. That I'm not sure, but I think it was like $300 worth of some stuff. I don't know if it was $300 worth of Pilates and some Coke, or if it was vice versa. You don't really want to specify, like, I didn't sit there and debate on her, you know, or ask her, you know, how much of which one. But everything happened so fast.
So on the car ride over there, what are y'all talking about?
Word turn. Let's see. Where we're meeting them at.
And who's involved in the discussion?
Brandon, Eric, because he was driving, he had to know where to go.
Who was telling them where to go?
Brandon and Rebecca both, because they knew where it was. And Brandon knew kind of where the, most of the conversation was about where we were going and what we were doing, that I can recollect. I mean, I'm honestly telling y'all the best that I can. I remember then whenever we turned down in front of the Ford place to go down, Brandon saying the buildings are over to the right, you got to take a right to get to them. And that's where they're at. And they're saying, oh, okay. And Rebecca's saying, he's going to meet us over here near Augusta. And there he is. Here he's coming.
He goes by him.
Now, how long were you guys parked here? Here you guys.
Yeah.
How long before you heard, you said, you described hearing it? You said very distinctly
Not very
sound.
long after we got to that stop sign right here, that he started getting, I mean, you can hear that car from a mile away.
Right?
So we were parked right here, we kind of sat there for maybe 2 minutes, and then we heard the car.
Are you talking about how to ride it? Are you talking about how you're going to get this done?
No. Nope. But it was more of, where is he coming from? You know, which direction is he going to be coming from? What's he driving? You know.
Was there any discussion about him maybe having a gun? Because you guys have guns.
Rebecca had said something earlier that night, prior to him, before she called him, whenever she was saying, I can't call him. And she had mentioned, oh, if we go to him, somebody's going to have to kill him. And that's whenever everybody was like, oh, no, we're not up for that. We ain't up for killing nobody.
Yeah, did you ask her why do we have to kill him?
Because he knows everybody is what she said. Because we did ask that question. We were like, why would you have to kill him? You know? And she said, because he knows everybody, he'll have a gun.
So when he passes, right, is Rebecca the only one that gets out of the car?
The car, other than the driver, made them go back around so I could check on my guy.
Now, when you guys go to the car wash to get the first guy, or you go get that lick at the house, everybody or most everybody gets out and participates. How come on this particular occasion, Rebecca was the only one to get out?
I guess because it was the vehicle. She knew him better than anybody else. Brandon's never gone through them. Eric, I don't think does Pilates. So he wouldn't have gone through them. Danny, he does Pilates, but he's never gone through them. We just didn't know him like that. She knew him, like she'd been face to face with him getting stuff. She gave him her food stamp card.
But the intent, if she comes out with a gun, the intent wasn't to try and do a deal, was it? That she was gonna jack him.
She was gonna jack him, yes.
So why
That was all she was supposed to do.
So in every car wash, when that was the same plan, everybody's involved. How come that's not the case on this account?
Because nobody else can approach his car, he's a lane. Yeah, because if he would have saw, if he would have saw us getting out of the car, he would have automatically ran away. But with him knowing her and trusting her and having served her before, God knows how many times, he knew that she can walk up to his window and everything was going to be okay. You know, so that's the reason why she got out of the car and walked up there. And that's the reason why she apparently called him, because she's allowed to make that phone call, just like I've had people call, you know, for me. They're allowed to make that phone call and say, hey, meet me, because he trusts them. He knows that they're not going to call the wall or do this or do that. So that's the reason why she was the one that had to do this, and get out and go with him.
And was that discussed? I mean, was that the fact that, hey, he's not going to trust anybody, he's going to bolt? Was that, whether it be the fact that Brandon or Danny or you, anybody else say that?
I can't verify on that, because like I said, when the phone call was made, there could have been a lot of stuff said at that point. Like, whenever we were in the car, there wasn't a lot going on, as in saying how it was going to happen or anything like that. It was more how, where we're going, where we're meeting them at, you know, and stuff like that. But it was just, she knew him. So it was an automatic assumption she's going to go up to him, you know.
Okay, so the plan at the house obviously was to rob him.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you guys are talking about this robbery that you're going to do on what's his name again?
Antonio.
And what do y'all call him?
We call him Kay, but his name is Antonio.
Okay, so you guys were at the house planning to rob him, correct?
I don't know if they. I knew later that it was Kay and that we were robbing him.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to know that it was Kay, just that it was going to be a robbery.
Yeah, we were going to rob somebody else again.
And you just didn't know it was Kay at the time?
Right.
Okay. So, did you tell me that Rebecca says if we rob him, we're going to have to kill him?
Yeah, that was later on, that before all of it happened, before she made a phone call or anything.
Okay.
And everybody was asking her, do you know somebody else? And that she said Kay, but if we do that, I'd have to kill him.
Did anybody say at some point, hey, when we go to rob Kay, don't shoot him?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Brandon said it, I said it, I told her make sure safety's up.
So you said make sure when you rob him, the safety's on?
I know it sounds stupid.
No, it doesn't sound stupid at all.
It sounds stupid,
No, it
but
does
you don't
not.
want somebody to shoot somebody. You know, if safety's on the gun, you can't pull the trigger and accidentally shoot somebody.
So you just wanted it to be an armed robbery?
Yeah, that's all I wanted. But, you know, that all night long, that was everything that I said to everybody. Make sure the safety's on the gun.
How about before you guys decided to break into this house?
Safety's on guns.
Why did he take a gun?
Scare tactic. You know, just to be, we're serious.
Explain that to me. I don't understand.
I don't know for everybody else per se, but you know, because Brandon was the one that asked him, so I don't know exactly the reasoning of why he wanted them. But in my mind, my assumption was because of scare tactic, you know, basically to say, look, I'm serious, you're gonna give me shit, you know.
What do you mean? Like if you broke into the house and somebody was home?
Yes. You know, we didn't want to hurt anybody, but we wanted to make sure that they didn't hurt us. You know, we weren't there to kill anybody, hurt anybody, we weren't going to beat anybody up, you know, anything like that. It was just more of you point it at them and say, we're serious, you know,
Okay.
and we would get the hell out of there.
So you're thinking, okay, if I pull a gun out and stick it to somebody's head or whatever, they're going to know I'm serious?
Yeah.
So that was the intent?
Right.
Behind taking the gun?
Right. It wasn't to kill anybody or hurt anybody or anything of that. It was just to scare somebody if something was to happen. That way, you know, we had time to get out of there. I mean, if you don't come with any weapon, they might try to beat you up.
Gotcha, I understand. So,
That's my assumption on it, you know, because that's the way I think. You know, I wouldn't hurt anybody, but if I was to pull a gun out, you know, if somebody pulled a gun out on me, I'm not gonna go after them.
so you were,
I've been shot before with 45 caliber.
what?
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't go
Who
after
shot you?
this guy that wanted me to be his girlfriend, and I refused. And the bullet's still in my back.
When did this happen?
A couple of years ago,
Where at?
Maryland.
Wow.
Yeah. So I know exactly how it feels to be shot, and I'm gonna tell you something. If I was to ever die, that's the way I would want to go. Your body goes into shock.
That's the way you would want to go?
Your body goes, it feels like fire at first. It feels like my whole body was on fire on the right side. It just felt like it was on fire, but then I went into shock, and I didn't feel no more pain. And I thought I was gonna die that night. I was sitting there, I remember looking at the lady and saying, I'm gonna die, ain't I? But I didn't feel no pain. No. I felt no pain.
Holy shit.
I said, but for some, I would never want it to happen anyway.
You're obviously pretty tough.
Yeah. I'm gonna do
Hey,
that.
yeah,
That's some
I'm gonna
low
shoot.
tuna stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna share something with you right now. I'd probably cry.
You know what the funny thing is? The police officers that night even told me, the police officers told me that night, they said, you are a trooper. They said I didn't cry. They put me in the helicopter, and they said that I was staring up at the helicopter lot and just sitting there grunting.
Well, look here. Remember the guy that shot you because you didn't want to be his girlfriend and you didn't cry? He's probably lucky that you ended up not being his girlfriend. Because you sound like you're probably no one to mess with, to be honest with you. You're kind of scaring me right now.
No,
I feel like sharing a nice person. I feel like sharing it right now.
I'm a pretty nice person.
I don't doubt that. I don't
Like,
doubt that at all.
I did some fighting whenever I was younger.
But MMA?
I wish I
I'm
was.
gonna put a couple moves on Doug.
Street level.
I've always wanted to do that though.
What? You want to put some moves on Doug?
No. No,
You gotta be clear on that. I mean, I'll let you choke him a little bit, but maybe not completely unconscious.
I did a lot of fighting whenever I was younger. I got out of that. I had a lot of counseling. I'm on SSI for mental disability.
Okay.
But I haven't been on medication for a long time. And that's state of Florida's fault. I'm gonna let that know on recording now. The state of Florida's fault. Yeah, because they had 30 days to switch over my Medicaid for me, and they never switched it over, and it just got switched over, and I was just about to go to rehab. I was just about to go to rehab.
It's on the record.
But,
So let's get back to this and get serious for a minute. Would it be fair to say that there's some more
Pass.
people you're hanging out with? Because I gotta tell you, just talking to you right now, it seems like you're a
mastermind.
no.
Better pass. Fuck.
Than a few of the other ones.
It depends on what you mean as smart. Logically, I do think logically a lot, but I have to actually sit down and think logically. My mind doesn't work right. My mind doesn't work
Oh.
like normal people's minds. And y'all
Come
go
on,
back
now you
to
could have
all
went
my
for the easy
therapies
bucket, bro.
and speak
I was
from
right there up
every
under the
time. I'm very
rim. Let me
smart.
bang out.
I really am. I'm intelligent. But
Oh, well, I believe that because you're saying,
I agree.
yes, absolutely. If you're telling these meatheads to put the damn guns on safety, I mean, that says a lot. That says a lot.
They were living in the moment. You were trying to think ahead and anticipate. Hey, we're not here to hurt anybody. We're just here to like a message.
I don't think they were thinking that.
No, she was.
Yeah, I know.
Give me that shit. Yes.
Yeah,
Nigga, give me that shit. Nigga.
if they didn't, if they
What's wrong
weren't
with
thinking
you?
that, I don't think it's necessarily because they didn't want to think it. I think it's just maybe
Triangle,
they
triangle.
don't know
Ah.
to think that.
Well, no, I think they got something. They saw demons. They saw pain. That's all they were thinking about. You were thinking of
I think outside the box. Yes, that's what you're getting to. Yes, anytime I do something, I do think outside the box. I
Good
don't
shot.
narrow myself onto one thing and just go for it. I actually think about the process. But I have had time for that process, and that whole night I've had time to process it, because we had breaks in between everything that had happened, so, like safety, whenever I went to go get those guns, in my mind, the first thing I'm thinking is make sure safety's on, because I didn't know if they were loaded or not. I do know that my boyfriend Brad Price usually keeps them loaded, but I didn't look out and check to see if he had taken anything out of it or anything like that. I just make sure safety was on. Even whenever I handed them,
Good pass.
And who was the hand going to?
Brandon, because he asked for them, and then Brandon distributed them out to, I guess, whoever wanted them.
Did you instruct Brandon?
Yes.
Whoever else on how to do the safeties or whatever?
Brandon knows exactly how the safety works.
How?
Because prior to all of this happening, and as me and Brandon have been doing meth for days, this guy ripped Brandon off for meth, and they actually had him, the guy that mixed the meth, in jail now. He lives off of Ellis Drive. And
One more.
that night, Brandon had asked to use the gun for a scare tactic, and I instructed him on safety. I said, make sure it stays on safety.
Oh my goodness.
And you don't want to accidentally shoot somebody. And he did. He kept it on safety all that night. We went up to Ellis Drive, and he said, I want my shit. I'm not playing with y'all. And he lifted up his shirt to show him the gun. And I'm telling you, the guy's on shit. I didn't know he was on all this felony probation stuff. He would have never touched my guns. Ever. I mean, I don't just hand guns to ignorant people. I thought he was smart enough, to know. And he was, because that night he didn't take it out of his thing and point it at anybody or anything like that. He kept the safety on at all times. He had it inside his jeans, with his hand off the trigger. And he just had it held like this, and he just kind of showed it to them so they could see it.
Did it have what was the little trigger you with it?
No, this was the 380 that he had that night.
Good move.
For Ellis?
For Ellis Drive, yes.
Oh, okay. So the night of the burglary, when y'all broke into the house, and then robbed Kay, I'm unclear on how Rebecca got the gun.
I'm unclear about that one too. I don't know who handed it to her, how she got it, because it had been handed around that night.
Well, that's weird, because how does Rebecca know how to handle the gun?
Everybody that was there that night, like I said, knows what safety is up and how. Because whenever I handed the guns to Brandon, and everybody was standing there, I said, safety is always to be on. Safety is up.
That's what I was getting at. So you gave him like a class.
Yes.
A safety class on the phone.
Yep.
And I'm not being unwise that, but kind of safety class on the phone.
Yes. I don't want anybody to accidentally shoot somebody.
Well, let me ask you this. When you guys, after the car wash, and then after you hit the lick, do people turn the guns back in? In other words, you gave them out before you did the first thing?
Right.
Did they give them back, or did people just keep them throughout the night?
They held them. Nobody ever handed them back until later on that night. Whenever we came back after Antonio, after Kay, and we got back to the house, Brandon and me went into
Good
the
defense.
took a white
Fuck
shirt
him.
and started wiping it off.
The
It was a 40 count.
What about the 380?
I don't know how it got back in my closet, but it got back in my
Wow.
closet. I don't know if Brandon put it there. Everybody came inside, so I wish I could tell you that. I really wish I could. I just honestly do not know how it got back in my closet.
Don't worry.
But it was there.
Don't worry about it.
And the reason I do know that I remember telling somebody, to make sure that the 380 was back in the closet. I didn't want my boyfriend to know that the gun had been taken. Because if my boyfriend knew that the gun was taken, then he would have knew what had happened. And I had told him whenever I came into that house, after she had shot him, I told him, I said, look, it was later, I had said, she shot him. She shot him. And he was like, what the fuck? And he had asked if it was the 40 because he had gotten that from his dad. And I told him, I said, I told him not to ask me no questions.
Come on, man. We all up in there, boy.
Didn't do anything.
And to be honest, I don't think he is in control. I don't think he is in control. Okay. Let me ask you, after Kay was shot, and you guys came back to the house,
Nice.
what was, describe for me the mood or the conversation that you guys were having? Can you tell me, because I gotta imagine it would be kind of crazy. What were you guys saying? What were you saying?
It was after Brandon had wiped off the gun and everything and he handed it to me. I didn't know what to do with it. I handed it to Eric. I said, I don't know what to do with this. And that's whenever he left. And he came back, I didn't ask him about it. Because he did say it's taken care of. I didn't ask him what was taken care of, how it was taken care of, what did you do with it, anything. We all sat down, and that's whenever I was saying, you know, I got a little kid. I got, she was 4 months. And I said, I got a 4-month-old daughter. I said, I want to spend some time with my daughter. I said, please don't say that I was there. Please don't. And he said, we're not going to. And that's whenever Eric said, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I was at home eating chicken. Rebecca was over there with me. And this
stupid ass. Get that shit up out of here.
So I can have some time to spend with my daughter.
Hands up, no jumping, no
I just wanted to
foul.
spend that little bit of time that I had with my daughter.
And we appreciate that. And once again, I will let you call your boyfriend, but I got another question for you. Going back to the burglary that night.
Good shit.
We know there was some jewelry missing out of the house, okay? And we know that there was a gun missing out of the house. Hey, we would really like to get that stuff back because we don't want anything.
Right.
We there.
I understand. I don't know about jewelry or guns, to be honest. I really honestly do not. Nobody ever showed me a gun. Nobody.
Little guy.
None of them showed me a gun.
Did they talk about it?
No.
Nobody talked about
Nobody.
the gun?
Hell no. No.
How about the jewelry?
Yeah, that's debatable. I don't know what kind of jewelry it could have been. And I'm telling you, the people that were in that house, just from them lying about the medicine being taken, I mean, I didn't hear anybody say anything about getting blotted. I guarantee you they probably would have shared them.
Oh, motherfucker, hell
First of them, but I saw it on the warrant papers whenever they came to search my house for that stuff.
You ain't going for none of that.
There was some boxes, I don't know if they were jewelry boxes or brown boxes, or they had a flip lid to them. It had some stuff in there, but the jewelry that was in there was just like, I got that old-timey jewelry that's like makeup jewelry. It's not really worth anything, but it's pretty to wear with, you know, like dresses or something like that. There were some spoons in there.
What do you guys do?
That's what I was going to tell you about how everything got out of my house. After we got back to the house and we sat down and we all talked about who was going to say what, you know, and that's whenever Eric was sitting there going, yeah, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Rebecca was over at my house eating some chicken. I came over here to talk to you, and then you went inside to go to bed, and I went home, and, you know, after all that, I went back inside and I said, y'all gotta get all this shit out of my house. All of it, get it out of my house. And so Danny went and got the TV. He took it over to his house. And the stereo that had one of the speakers missing. He got that out of my house. Camera, I didn't know what happened to the camera until later. I opened up my bin where I put plastic containers in because I traveled. And whenever I opened up the bin to put a jug, empty jug into there was the camera case that was there. So somebody had put it in that jug, and I took it out and put it in the bedroom because that was what Rebecca had taken. So I put it with her stuff.
So let me fast forward to, I think it was the next day, and if I'm wrong, please stop me and before we go.
Good pass.
Do you remember what Rebecca was wearing?
I think she was wearing it that night that they interrogated her and everybody. Sunday night, I think she was wearing it. It was like a camouflage sweater. I don't know. I had a bunch of camouflage sweaters in my house. but she was wearing one.
Good
And,
pass.
She was wearing one that night, so I assumed that that was the one that.
So, what? So she was wearing some kind of camouflage sweater when she got out with Shay.
Yeah, Brandon was wearing one too.
Do you remember what else she was wearing?
Jeans, and some shoes.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't, I'm not gonna verify some shoes because I don't know. I know I was wearing some shoes. I know Eric was wearing black.
What were you wearing?
I think I was wearing a black shirt or a black jacket. And jeans.
Like a jacket, like old people wear?
No.
Like him? Or like a hoodie, like the young people
It's a
wear?
nice little Marriott jacket. I haven't been able to find it. But it says Marriott. It might be Marriott. I'm not sure. M-A-R-I-O-T. But jacket has a
Bingo.
black shirt. It didn't zip up. It doesn't have like a zipper. It does have a zipper, but the zipper don't work because it's not there.
So was she hiding the gun when she walked up to get it? Was it in her pocket?
I didn't look out the window to see. I remember she had it. In
Oh,
her hand
hell
and
no.
Got out of the car. As she was walking up to the car, I don't know because he was behind us. And to be honest, nobody looked.
How long after she got out of her did you hear the gunshot?
Nice.
I mean, I know you weren't looking at your watch or anything, but
We didn't know. Maybe a little less. But I mean, it didn't take long before we even hear
Corner.
it. And everybody in the car, we yelled out, "What the fuck?"
anybody turn around and look?
Fuck.
Yeah, we turned around and looked, but you couldn't see much.
What's that?
That's where the lieutenant, and it's real dim there. And so when you turn around, you can't see much.
I hope he can't make free
And
throws.
it was just like me, I turned around to try to look, but
Yes.
I couldn't see nothing. Like I couldn't see nothing.
One more in you?
And that's whenever she
Oh,
had,
motherfucker.
she ran, you can tell she ran, because she came up to the car at a stop. And she jumped in, and she had said she shot him. And everybody was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And then, I was like, telling me that they had
Good
something
shot.
like that. And that was because she said that she shot him. And I was like, I heard his car squeal off. I heard that. I didn't see him squeal off, but I heard it. So I figured he made it. She tried to shoot him and she didn't get it.
Did she tell you why she shot him?
Fuck, why?
She tried to shoot?
You got the ball, dribble the ball, we got the lead. What is we trying to rush for?
Yeah, we really didn't talk much about it.
Shit, set up a good shot. Oh my goodness. That is just crazy, bro.
If I'm mistaken, please.
We got the lead. What are we rushing for? Dribble the ball up.
Donate plasma.
Damn.
Tell me about the conversation and who you were having this conversation with on your way to donate plasma. And where did you go to donate plasma?
Damon,
Okay. Who was with you?
just Rebecca, Brandon, and one guy.
Okay. Who else?
My boyfriend, Brad.
Can you tell me about the conversation that's happening in this car the next day going to donate plasma?
Going to
Big man.
We really didn't talk about it. It's kind of quiet.
Stupid ass motherfuckers.
We just talked about, normal stuff.
Good pass.
I think it may be because my boyfriend was in the car. Whenever we got there, we donate plasma.
Oh, I was there. Oh, hell no.
I don't know if it was because of what she did or it's maybe because we had been drinking.
Dribble it down, dribble it down. There you go.
Okay.
The night before.
Set this shit up right. Make sure we get a bucket.
So I didn't know if it was because.
Right here, big man. One more. One
Or
more.
if because she shot
One more.
and it made her sick.
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure that y'all talked about it a little bit. And please understand that you're
Oh my goodness.
It was on the way back.
Dude, I'm fucking wide the fuck open, like all day.
We did talk about it.
God
I
damn.
told you about coming back.
That was just crazy,
On
bro.
the way there, no, really.
That was just crazy.
But I think whenever we did get
Quit
there,
reaching.
she had asked me to look it up. on my phone. And I did. I looked it up. And that's whenever I heard the shooting. In the newspaper, the article. And that's whenever I found out that he was dead. I honestly thought he was dead.
Good knockdown.
What did you say when you found out he was dead?
I didn't know what to say. I just looked at her and I said, he's dead. I didn't say anything else after that. She went in and gave, she didn't say nothing. She went in and gave twice. She came back out. And I told her.
That's all.
Another article. And
That's all.
The Placa, the Jacksonville, you know, maybe topics or something. I can't remember. And I showed it to her and she read it and she said good. She said good. She goes, so
Wow.
nobody's gonna say anything, right? Nobody's gonna say anything.
Where y'all going? Come back to the ball.
He's
Dribble that motherfucker down, man.
He didn't know what, because of me.
Yes.
He was scared for me.
Nice bailout.
And he didn't know what to say. And he was dumbfounded, is what he was. He was like, what the fuck did you do? Why did you even give Brandon the gun? What is wrong with you? And after going back,
Damn it.
I told her, I said, they're going to come and get you, Rebecca.
Why?
And she was like, why? Why? If you're not going to say anything, why are they going to come and get you? I'm not stupid. And she used my landline phone. Okay? And it is so easy to find somebody with a landline phone. And then to top it off, she's all
Hell no.
money. You know? And she shows the food stamp card. Somebody's going to say something about food
Oh,
stamps.
fuck.
Not me.
Yeah.
You never said anything. I don't remember you saying anything about this.
I might have missed
I don't know if I've heard that before.
She had told me quite a few times that she had sold the food stamps to me.
And this is Rebecca said, okay, okay.
Yeah, she's quite a few times. I sold my food stamps to him. That's the reason why I can't go to.
Nice.
Because I owe him money. And
Oh, so
that's the reason why she wasn't wanting to call me at first. Because she owed him money.
but you
No.
were given enough food stamps?
No, apparently whenever she gave him the food stamp card, this was before I actually met her.
Nice.
She was giving him the food stamps, but I heard about it through her. She gave the food stamp card to him for some drugs. And before he could use the food stamp card, her aunt had canceled the card. And so he never got the money.
No.
And he was nice about it. He was like, look, he said, don't worry about it. You don't owe me nothing. Just don't come to me anymore.
When did he tell her that?
Quite a few times. Anytime that she tried to call me to get something and I told her no. She was like, you don't owe me nothing.
What did she say to him that night on the phone to convince him to come that time?
I honestly didn't know. I heard
Nice.
what she said, you know, but not the people that were there. I think it's more through the investigation and everything like that, what was said. And from what I was able to put together, it was something like that. She had the money that she owed him.
Is she saying this to him?
Apparently that's what she said to me.
Okay.
I can't verify for sure because, like I said, I wasn't standing right there listening to what she was saying to him.
Fuck.
But from
Nice.
somebody told me this. She said something about it was the detectives, I think. Don't quote me, please don't quote me because I'm not for sure. It may have been the detectives that
We're finally gonna end up with all our timeouts. First game played today. Without somebody using all the timeouts, that's some stupid shit. Oh hell no, that was a block. Come on, 2K. That little motherfucker ain't went to the rim none today.
After I had my daughter here,
Boy, don't lie.
my boyfriend Brad in Kentucky and stay there for a little bit, and I used my taxes to get back to Florida. And apparently, I think they thought that I was Rebecca Shepard. And so at first they thought that I was her, and they were telling me that
No.
You promised him some taxes or something like that, tax money, and that you had the money that you owed him.
Man, come
Now, did you guys
on, bro.
discuss this in the car on your way back from the plasma trip?
No, the thing that was, mainly spoken about on the way back from Plasma was, for her to please not say anything about me, because my little girl.
Sure.
And, I was like, please don't, I said, I won't say nothing about you. Just please don't say nothing about me, I got spend time with my little girl.
You guys had to, you had to find out something.
No, I think it was more of, it kind of panned out that way.
That's our mismatch right there. Keep going to him.
Like I said, I'm not going.
No.
And Rebecca was in investigation in the next community where we were being questioned. And she heard me talking. I had to go back cold. And I have asthma too. So I was coughing really bad and she heard me coughing and she goes, Hope, why did you tell him I did it? I said, I didn't tell him that you did it. I don't know who did it. I said, why would I tell him that? I don't know. And
damn it.
No, you lost me. I'm sorry you lost me, but you lost me. On the phone, I'm sorry you're talking about the car.
But then you started asking about y'all had the friends about somebody. And so I was getting to
Did you discuss it?
Good shit.
Discussing our right as far as who was laying?
Oh, no.
If you guys got approached by the sheriff's office or man, we're gonna put it on, SpongeBob or something.
No, most of the conversation coming back from the president was basically what she should say to the investigators as in don't say nothing. Just deny. And
no.
you find your story and you stick to it. Whoever you want to say did it, you say it. I said, or if you want to tell them that you made phone calls, she was like, I ain't gonna tell them I made phone calls. Like, Rebecca doesn't know.
God damn it.
So you might as well admit to that part.
The fuck?
And in my mind, I already knew. If they can connect her to knowing that she made the phone call, they're gonna know that she did it. So I was trying to
Good
connect
shot.
her to say that she did it.
Yeah, where you been at, man? Wake your ass up, bro. We need you right now.
I knew I wasn't killer. I knew everybody else was.
Oh, yeah, out of
I knew
bounds.
she was killer. I knew they had to have
Hit
something
another,
for it.
hit another 3 or something. Let me get you open or back screen or something. God damn.
Tell them that you did it. They're gonna know that you did that part. He made phone calls from my phone. You talked to him on the phone. He's not just gonna go someplace by himself and not.
Oh, and I had gave him a good screen. Come on, 2K.
I'm just gonna go here real quick.
Oh, hell no.
He's gonna say, I'm gonna go.
Ugly ass layup.
He's gonna tell somebody. Any drug dealer is gonna say.
Well, this is where it
if he's going
counts
by
right here,
himself,
fellas.
he's going to look at somebody and say,
The
"Hey,
nitty,
I'm
the
gonna go
gritty.
get somebody." So they said they got my shit.
The nitty, the gritty.
I've already got
Let's
it.
go. Good
I already
pass.
told somebody. But I knew they were gonna know that she did it. That she made phone calls. So we agreed that
No.
she tell them, yeah, I made phone calls.
So you guys agreed to that on the way back?
Yep.
Ah.
We agreed that she was gonna say that I was asleep on bed. That I didn't see anything or hear anything. That I was laying there. And technically later on that night I was laying next to my little girl. Because whenever everything happened, that's what I did. I looked down next to my little girl. And I kissed her and told her I loved her. And that
Oh, we needed it.
So,
Well,
how did
One
how
stop.
did you get wrapped up in this?
you know they going to the big man.
Explain that to me because I'm very confused about that part. And
everybody that was outside that night after the gun went off.
Well, when you say after the gun went off, it makes it sound like it's.
We're back there and saw it.
Okay.
And we came back to the house and everybody was
Give me the
sitting
rock.
outside
Give me the
and figuring out
rock.
what
Give me
they
the
were gonna
rock.
say.
Give me the rock. Give me the.
Eric had already said he was going to be eating chicken, and that Rebecca had been over.
Come on, give it to the panda.
So that way,
The
obviously,
fuck?
the investigators came to me and started questioning me. I could say, well, Eric was at his house eating chicken with Rebecca, and when Rebecca came over, I listened to everybody's story,
Okay.
and I put it all in my head, and I made my story from that. Well, everybody knew that I was asleep on the couch.
Okay.
That's where I was supposed to be. I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was Eric or Rebecca or Danny. Give me a second, I would
Take your time.
do a replay in my head. We were all sitting out there. Brandon wasn't there at that moment. I don't know where he had gone. I don't know if he went inside. That might have been whenever he went inside, the lights was gone off,
Okay.
in the bedroom. And everybody was sitting there getting their story together. And everybody even mentioned Brandon's going to say something. And that's whenever Rebecca said, we'll just blame it on him. We'll just blame it on him. And everybody was like, okay, yeah, but my story's this. You know, so nobody necessarily agreed with her, per se, that we were going to blame it on Brandon. It was more of, we know what our story is, and we're sticking to our story. You know, that type of attitude. And we basically looked at her and said, you find yours. You know, I instructed her a little bit the next day, coming back from the plasma center, on some things to say about me.
Like what?
Please tell him I was asleep on the couch. You know, I went back inside to lay down. I wasn't going to say that she came back inside my house, that I saw her come back to my house. I wasn't giving her that opportunity.
I understand.
In my mind, I knew what to say to get her locked up, and what not to say, and what to be able to say to keep myself out of trouble, but to be able to get her locked up. And that was to get her to admit that she made a phone call